Today we want to talk of substance abuse. A lot of youths, especially here in South Africa, they are into substance abuse. So before we start getting deeper into substance abuse, we want to just mention different types of substances that can actually be abused. Right. So there is what we call daka, or some people they call it marijuana, some people they call it banje, some people they call it weed, right? And then there is what we call meth or tick, right? From there is what we call heroin, right? From heroin there is what we call ecstasy, and from ecstasy there is what we call cocaine, right? These substances, they are not good because they lead to diseases like cancer, and after you take them, there are also some side effects that you can actually experience. Someone who takes drugs, like the immediate side effects that you can see, he can start experiencing high blood levels, he can have red eyes, swollen eyes, right? He doesn't feel easy. Someone ends up blaming people for everything that he does. You end up having physical disorders. Some of them, they end up losing appetite or gaining more appetite, you see. Oh, these are some of the effects of drugs, right? Some, they end up feeling like to sleep more than often. Some, they end up coughing too much, sneezing. These are some of the physical symptoms of drugs. And especially when you're at school, sometimes your performance at school, the way you interact with others, that rapport with others, some people, they just end up isolating themselves. They just feel like to be themselves. Some, they end up being overexcited and they make decisions that are not good. That is why you see a lot of economies, they don't allow drugs. They prohibit the selling of these types of drugs. A lot of countries, they don't allow the sale of dagga, they don't allow the sale of ecstasy, they don't allow the sale of tick, heroin, cocaine. Right. So we want to talk of cocaine. Cocaine is a white powder, right? And it's a very dangerous substance. It takes people high, right? And it's a very expensive drug. A lot of people cannot actually afford cocaine. And those people who afford cocaine, if they don't get it, they end up involving themselves in activities that are not good. Some, they end up like stealing, selling whatever they have so that they can just have the next dose. This substance abuse is a very, very important topic because a lot of youths, they are into these things, right? And once you get into substance abuse, it becomes also very difficult. And of late, people again, they are into, especially the youths and a lot of school kids. Like we see it when we are traveling, you see a lot of bottles of codeine. People, they are now into hystalics, whereby they are abusing that codeine, you see, so that they can just feel high. But that substance abuse is not alright because it impairs you. You just sticks, you don't know what you are doing. It impairs your brains, it impairs your thinking, yeah, you feel like as if like you are in a relaxed mode, but it is not actually good, and it's not even good for your health, because in the long run you end up having a lot of pains that you don't even know where they actually emanated from. Again, these drugs, they are addictive. Once you start taking them, it's very difficult for you to actually come away from them, right? The other drug that is also popular is heroin. It's a brown substance, like some like they just act as if like they are so. And then they just feel as if like we are taking sweets, but then they take you high and you end up making decisions that are not actually good. And then tick, we call it meth. This drug is becoming popular in Southern Africa, and in places like Cape Town. It's a very popular drug, especially in the colored community. It's a white substance. It can come in the form of, it looks like salt. It looks like salt. It's not a very good product. It destroys your health. It destroys your appetite. You end up losing weight. You end up high. You cannot sleep. So it's not a very good substance. And then we talk of marijuana. These are dried leaves that are actually smoked. Of course, some of people they argue they are good for healthy, right? But that's not usually the case. So, uh, drugs are not good. It's not good to abuse drugs. It's not good to abuse these substances because they have a long-term effect, especially the way you make your decisions, the way you do your judgments and everything. So we have to educate the